Oh, we just got the notice it's being recorded. So thanks, Brian, for your assistance with this. If you need something, holler at us, but we're going to go on to mute now.
Okay, very good. So I was hoping to have more. I understand that there were some problems logging in to Zoom. And we've been sending a notice to, with all our Zoom invitations now, advising people that they need to sign in to their Zoom account or their Zoom free account in order to log in. Zoom doesn't give us that many options. We either need a passcode. Or somebody needs to mute. We either need a passcode or some sort of authentication through Zoom. So I don't know. We've tried everything we can to make it easier. So I don't know why the business forum was difficult today. It's usually not difficult, is it?
Not usually.
Yeah. So I'll talk to Veronica in the office about how this is set up, if it's set up any differently. The only thing that's different is that I set this up as a recurring meeting, and rather than an invitation that I send out for each meeting, and so maybe that's causing a problem. But I'll try to figure it out.
It also requested that we download a new app, which I had to do.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, don't understand that, but I'll definitely look into it and figure it out, because we can't have these kind of problems if we're going to have participation. So okay, so today this business forum is all about CALOSBA. Linda Quinones Vaughn is here. Did I pronounce that correctly?
You most certainly did. Thank you,
Great.
Brian.
And then Bob Adams is also here. Both are co-hosts, and they'll be explaining what CALOSBA has to offer small businesses in 2023. And that's sort of it in a nutshell for me. If there's anything else that the business forum wants to discuss, we can do that after the presentation, I think. Does that sound okay to everyone? And by the way, if you want to make comments, please just raise your hand. Okay. So that way I can see everyone. Okay, so go ahead, take it away, Bob. And you are co-host.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and let Linda take over from here. She will start off, and then we'll come back around to me towards the end.
Okay, great. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Thank you so much for having us here. Both Bob and I were very excited to receive the invitation. Brian, thank you. And to all the members of your business council. We're here to talk about the Office of the Small Business Advocate, and we are within the Governor's Office of Business and Economic Development. We're here to provide some information that we hope you will find helpful. And this information is to assist in learning about the programs that we have available at CALOSBA. We are most commonly known as CALOSBA. Next slide, please, Bob. CALOSBA's missions and objectives. Our office is the advocate, and we support economic growth, innovation, and we help all California businesses navigate through regulation. Our work is to focus and be the voice of small business. We represent their views and we represent you in the marketplace. We look to provide equitable access to capital, markets, and networks. Our whole focus is California small businesses. We are looking to help you grow, and through that, we provide a number of programs. Next slide, please. These are the programs I'm going to be highlighting: the California Micro Business COVID-19 Relief Grant Program, the Inclusive Innovation iHubs, our California Venue Grant Program, the State Small Business Credit Initiative, and our upcoming 2023 programs. Next slide, please. The first one that I'd like to introduce to you is our California Micro Business COVID-19 Relief Grant. This program is a one-time $50 million investment, and it provides $2,500 grants to eligible micro businesses in California. This program is managed and administered in San Bernardino County by the county, and it is open until January 31st. So I want to make sure I underscore that date. It is open until January 31st. I would encourage you to go ahead and contact the county if this is a program that you are interested in.
The county's on this call, and we have the information and have been in communication with the cities, so they are aware of it.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Next slide, please, Bob. Our next one that I'd like to bring to your attention is our Inclusive Innovation iHubs. Our iHubs have been developed by CALOSBA, and it is to develop job creation in underserved geographical areas. And it's one of the programs that I'm very excited about because it's about providing a partnership with industry sectors, economic development organizations, and business owners. Currently, we have 10 iHubs in the state of California, and we are looking to grow that into 13 this coming year in 2023. Next slide, please. The next program we have available is our California Venues Grant Program. This program is a $150 million investment by the state. It is for independent live event venues, movie theaters, and other type of independent entertainment venues. Now, this particular grant is focused on helping with businesses that have had issues during the pandemic. And if you take a look, we note that it is related to health and safety restrictions or business interruptions or closures that have occurred as a result of COVID-19. This program is opened until the 31st of January. However, it will be returning mid-year with new criteria. Next slide, please, Bob. I'd like to highlight some of our new initiatives and programs that are being introduced in 2023. This particular initiative is known as the State Small Business Credit Initiative. It's also referred to as SSBCI. This initiative is to provide technical assistance program to small businesses. And the whole effort here is to focus on access to capital. We will also be helping through this program small businesses that are eligible to seek out SSBCI backed loans so that they have the help they need to submit loan-ready applications. When the program does start, the focus is going to be on financial literacy, accounting literacy, and legal literacy. So we will be providing technical assistance in those 3 areas. This program has not started as of yet. It is funded by the Department of Treasury, and the award is yet to be made. So we are waiting on that respective announcement. Once that announcement is made, we will be putting our program into place. So it will be late first or second quarter is what my understanding is in terms of getting the announcement.
Linda, we have a question from Deanna.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. It goes back to iHub, Linda. My apologies.
Okay.
You said there's 10 existing people that have or entities that have qualified. Would you mind providing us with an example of who they are, or you don't have to say their names, but and how they're using it, like maybe 1 or 2 examples?
Oh, what I meant by that, Deanna, is that we have 10 iHubs in the state of California. They're technical assistance centers that are there to assist our small businesses. And we are growing that to 13. And yes, we're going to be referring to that map. In just a moment, I'm going to transition to Bob, and I'm going to have him highlight the map and show you where our 10 existing centers are.
Perfect. Thank you.
Of course.
Before we go further, Linda and Bob, I know you have this presentation, and I do want to make sure that everyone that has questions gets an answer. Would you rather that we have questions as you go along, or would you rather wait, excuse me, until the end of your presentation?
Well, thank you, Brian, for that question. I understand we're on a tight timeline. You'd like us to get this done within 20 minutes because you also have some business to get to.
Well,
so
actually, the business forum is an hour long from 9 to 10. And we've allowed 20 minutes for presentation and then as much time as people need to ask questions.
Okay. So why don't we get through the program, because we can always come back to the slides. Would you agree with that, Bob?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
All right. So everyone will go through the presentation and then just make a note about the particular slide that you have questions, and then raise your hand as Deanna did, and then we'll take questions after the presentation is over.
I'm trying to log into the SCADA system to see how full the tank is, to see if I can turn the well off.
Okay. All right, Brian, may I continue? I heard another voice. Okay, it sounds like I can.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
All right, very good. All right, so I just got done speaking about SSBCI. Why don't we transition into the upcoming programs, Bob? So our upcoming programs are the California Regional Initiative for Social Enterprises. It's also being referred to as CalRISE. This program is to get individuals work ready. The program will be announced sometime late first quarter. Another program that we are working on currently is our Ag Drought Relief Program. It will provide grants to agribusinesses who have been impacted by the drought. This program is due later this year, probably end of second quarter, beginning of third quarter. And I did speak briefly on the supplemental sick leave COVID-19 relief grant program. That again is expected to return mid-year 2023. Next slide. I'd like to focus on our technical assistance centers, and we have over 100 of those centers in the state of California. And these technical assistance centers include small business development centers, our iHubs, women business centers. And it's important to note that these centers provide one-on-one counseling and training in more than 40 languages to help access the spectrum of business management needs, including managing financing, applying for loans, getting permits, addressing workforce issues, and marketing services. I mentioned earlier about our newsletter. For small businesses that are here today, please do consider subscribing to our newsletter for ongoing information and updates on our programs. Now, this particular webinar that we're doing with you today, we wanted to make sure that we talked about those programs that we still have available until the end of this month, and the upcoming programs for 2023, because we are in transition right now at CALOSBA, ending our programs and commencing new programs. So at this time, I think it's very important that we share our website with you. So I'm going to be transitioning to Bob, and he's going to be sharing a number of resources with you and just taking you through how you can find our resources online. Bob, I'm going to transition to you now.
All right, thank you, Linda. So I'm hoping that you are all able to see my screen for our homepage here. Is everybody seeing that? Can you give me a thumbs up? We're good? Okay, thank you. So my name is Bob Adams. I'm the Central Valley Local Engagement Specialist for CALOSBA. It is a pleasure to be here with you today, and my cohort, Linda, who does such a fantastic job throughout Central Valley. So it's always nice to be able to present with her when I have an opportunity as well. So we are at the CALOSBA homepage. I want to start off by some of the things you need to pay attention to when you come to this homepage. First of all, the web address, of course, is CALOSBA, CALOSBA.ca.gov. A lot of resources on this page for a number of uses and reference. I'm just going to run through some of the important tabs I think that folks can utilize. At the very top, you see the gold banner up there. The very top, you see the CALOSBA's new Outsmart disaster website, recently added to the website, and really is more of a preemptive approach to addressing disaster, not post, right? So something to evaluate there. And if you click on it, it'll take you to, I'm just going to take you to it and let you take a look at it. It's about resiliency, disaster preparedness for small business owners. There's some resiliency toolkits here in the middle of the page. There's also the Resilient Business Challenge. Yeah, you can be proactive about the resiliency of your business, take key steps to outsmarting disaster with this no-cost self-guided training. Really important, I think, that small business take a look at this, especially with all the climate change issues that we're facing here in the state of California, from wildfire to drought to flooding, right? Everything we're going through right now, and earthquakes. I mean, add them all to the list. You know, we will have resiliency workshops, really the toolkits available, and you can also at the very bottom of the page here on this particular page subscribe to the Outsmart disaster updates, and this will get you an update on a monthly basis, I believe, so that you can stay in touch and on top of changes that are going on in the business ecosystem throughout the state of California. So let me go back, close that, and we're going to go back to the home page again here. And anything special, I just want to say once again, anything special that we're trying to highlight from the office will always be towards the top here in that gold bar, right? You'll see that right up top. So sometimes there may be 3 or 4 items popped up there that you can pay attention to that are important to look at. At this page here, you know, it's about success for small business. It's startup, manage, and grow your business for the entrepreneurs looking to make their mark in business. I want to go into the startup. I'm going to go into the startup page here to show you a little bit more about the availability of resources here, right? So number one, let's look right here. How to start up a small business in California, right? Access to state resource to help you start up a small business within the state. And this starts with the technical assistance centers. You can go through here, and our technical assistance centers, as Linda just mentioned, are numerous throughout the state, over 100. And you can, you can get a hold of them for startup business plans, access to financing, capital, entering new markets, strengthening your operations and build resiliency, and so much more. And of course, with over 30 languages available, you can find your local center just by clicking here, right? And it's going to take you to a map. This map right here is going to show you, let's look down towards your direction here, right? So that's going to show you some of the SBDCs and other partners that we have available throughout the state of California. So we can get you those resources if you need those and let you know which center you may be looking at. I'm going to touch on iHubs in just a minute and where they're located so that you can be a little bit more up to date about where the closest one to you is. Also, I want to talk about these available resources here. So I want to start on this business quick start guides. A lot of times we have a Zendesk for our office that comes to me and other folks within our office. We get all kinds of questions. People asking me, I'm starting a business in whatever it may be, a flower shop, a food truck, or whatever it is. And I oftentimes will send them to this business resource because in here are downloadable PDFs already created that a small business can look at to identify the steps necessary for licensing, for all the necessary registrations through the Secretary of State. All of that information is available on this. So let's just take and look at, an auto repair shop, okay? So here's the quick start guide that's available to them. It's going to go through here and it's going to give them a description, and it's going to say, at the state and federal level, here are some of the things you need to be concerned with. It's going to give them the links that are available to each of these resources for the Secretary of State, their links, income taxes, sales use tax, for employers, if you're going to have employees, advising, following for wages, hours, and working conditions, workers' compensation, employment development department registration, the EIN with the federal government. With the IRS, I should say, zoning, building permits, fictitious business name, small business development centers are there, online permit assistance tools that they can find, other considerations. So it's a plethora of information on all these different industries and business types that can be downloaded quickly, can be viewed, and then they will always have more questions that are developed out of that, right? They're always looking for somebody to help out with those kinds of questions. And that's where our small business development centers come in. They pair up, they go with those folks, they help develop that business plan, they help identify the log jams that may be in place from keeping them moving ahead, whether it's capital, whether it's grant or funding programs that are out there. So always important. I always like to start people there. And I'm going to go back again. So we can do research, market, and create a business plan. Choose your business structure and register your business. All of this is available. Set up your taxes on our website to get them moving in the right direction. And then, of course, finding that center right here to get them with a counselor that can guide them through the process once they kind of educate themselves on what's going to be necessary. So a lot of good assistance there. The next thing I want to do is just run across this tab real quick. I'll try to be fairly quick because I know I'm limited in time, but community partner resources are small business centers that I just told you about here. That's the same link. We have state agencies and liaisons that we can look at real quick. We're talking about DGS. We're talking about other entities that are available here under these tabs. If you're looking for business licensing and permits, here's some of the information available through our website for that. So Department of Alcohol and Beverage Control, tax and fee administration, all of that information is available there as well. So the community partner resources, this is more about the chambers of commerce that come into play and are available throughout the state. And we'll have other external trainings and webinars posted here when they're available. The next tab I want to go to is our government contracts, who are agency advocates. So for those of you that are aware, DGS is, really the procurer of our state services, and CalEProcure is the clearinghouse for all state agencies in the state of California. Contracts and procurement are done through CalEProcure for all of our state agencies. And so it's a great place to, number one, register and to get certified as a small business or a disabled veteran business enterprise at the state level to start your journey towards procurement if they're looking to do business with the state. So all of these resources are available. Caltrans here is also listed, a lot of different construction contracts, A&E, which would be architectural and engineering type of contracts, all of that available on here. And you can go to their sites once you run through that. So that's where our partnerships lie there in terms of finding resources for state agencies and procurement opportunities within the state of California. Grants and funding. I want to go to the map because there was a question about the inclusive innovation hubs. So I want to look at that real quick. I'm going to bring it up so you can see there's a service coverage map here. And I identified, I think yesterday, the map, I think it's this one right here. Santa Cruz is the one I believe that's closest to you folks. It's the Click to Bricks Innovation Hub in Santa Cruz. So that's one that can be referred to from your county here, I believe. You're in San Benito, correct? Yeah, so that would be just your neighbor right there, not too far off. And so there's, if you go there, here's their website. There's the, they're in Aptos, and then gives you their address, and then you can do a little Google search and get in touch with those folks as needed for service or help. And with if you're looking for, and I should say too that the innovation hubs each have a slightly different focus. Some are healthcare focused, some are, they have just a slight different bend. So take a look at the innovation hubs and what services and industries they're really focused on, because they really focus on the region they serve and what is really, I guess, percolating within those communities. So it's something to keep in mind as well. The funding programs, this is an important one. Linda talked about the sick leave grant program. There's the link right here for that. The inclusive innovation hubs here, financial incentives, financing opportunities. But I want to focus on and state loan programs as well. But I want to focus on here. Funding programs are programs that are through our office. And here you're going to see all of the different programs right now and more to come, as Linda just went over, that will be added to this list. And these are things that we oversee through our partners in the field, right? So here's the latest on the COVID-19 relief grant program, the micro business, right? So that is open currently in your county through the 31st. Let's find it. Who's your county contact? Okay, just click over here. It's going to take you down to, let's see here. Where are we at? Right here.
There it is.
San Benito, right? Did I just go? I
Correct.
went to
That's right.
Sorry about that.
Mhm.
There we go. So there it is. Gracie Rodriguez, right? Micro grant at cosb.us. There's a link to it, and the round is open until January 31st, 2023. So that's your contact for the micro business grant program that's currently available in your county. If you'd like to find out more. So real quick, I'm running out of time here, but I do want to go down through our permits. We have information on California regulations.
Hey,
Permits.
Bob,
Yeah.
I'd like you to not worry too much about running out of time.
Oh, okay. All right.
Thank you.
I'm not eating up more than I should here.
No, you're fine. Yeah.
Okay. So permits, we have under our roof folks that can certainly help you out here at the GoBiz, and you can find information here on all the permits necessary, the Franchise Tax Board, which we had talked about, EDD, Department of Industrial Relations for licensing and all that other information for you as well. Depending on which industry you're looking at and what specific topic you're looking to address. And then there's a professional licensing guide here that you can look at as well. And then the Business Learning Center is what we were found on our homepage when we landed there from the startup, where we found the PDFs available for folks looking to start into a business, no matter what that is. They can download that, have that available, manage. So talking about topics, managing your business and growing your business. So you can go through each of those and find resources necessary to help you along that way. And of course, we're always available too to contact. And if you can't find what you're looking for, that's why we're here, right? So if you're looking for another contact in another agency, or you're looking to really find your way through the red tape and whatever else is going on, because we know there's never any red tape when you do this stuff, you can certainly contact us to help navigate and find the roadmap for you to get to your destination. So that's why we're here. I want to talk real quickly about the About tab. Here is where you would go to our Office of Small Business Advocate. I believe this is, yeah, so here's our team. Here's Carolyn Gray, this is our director. And of course, our staff here at CALOSBA. And our outreach and engagement, this tab here is probably the most important right now that I wanted to mention to you. If you want to amplify events, you have something coming up where you want to amplify your event, something that's going to, you have a small business forum coming up, whatever it may be for the public side, right? You can amplify your event through our vast database and social media channels. You just can click this right here, and it will take you to how to do that, right? It's going to drop you right down here. You can get a hold of us and you can send us the information, and we'll be happy to help amplify your event where it makes sense for your county and for our office to do so. We will evaluate that. And you can also request speakers for any event that you do. So if you'd like for CALOSBA and you'd like for Linda to make a special trip down to your location, or you would like me or somebody else, you can request it here, and this will be sent to the office, and they'll say, hey, Bob, are you available this date? They would like to have you come down and speak. So you just submit that from our website under the About and the Outreach and Engagement here, and that'll take you to getting us to your event. Also, real quickly, I wanted to mention the media toolkits that are available, right? We had the California Dream Fund that just closed. It's no longer, they're not accepting applications right now. But the Dream Fund was successful. It provided up to $10,000 for small businesses, right, to help launch those businesses. And even though it's closed right now, other programs just like that or something similar to that could populate at any time. You never know what the governor's budget may provide to you, right? So all of this is available for you and small business to utilize to find out how we might be able to assist you in growing business in your community. And the biggest thing I want to mention here is to sign up for the CALOSBA newsletter. Stay up to date on all of these programs, from the drought relief to everything that Linda had mentioned. You can register for our newsletter. It comes out twice a month right now, and it will highlight dates, times, information, and links that you'll need to get to your small business folks who are looking to register for these programs and what they qualify for. The newsletter is the best way to get folks engaged and up to speed on what's happening in real time within the month with our office. And with that, I think that is my overview there. And Linda, I'm going to throw it back to you.
All right. Thank you so much, Bob. I appreciate it. If you could leave the website up in case we might have to reference it with questions, because I suspect we might get some questions on that. I do want to note, Bob, I appreciate you reviewing several of the elements within on our website. But I do want to make sure that everybody understands that CALOSBA, as the advocate for small businesses in the state of California, we are here. We are here during times that are difficult. We have a number of our counties within the state that have been noted as emergency status, but we know that even those that have not been noted as emergency status are being impacted by these storms. And so we work on an economic RSF. It is not on relating to respective response, but on recovery. So there will be upcoming information on that as well. We are open to questions on the programs that we have spoken about, the upcoming programs, and anything in general that you have about small businesses in the state of California and how our office can be of assistance. Brian?
Yes, very good. That's excellent. And I appreciate, and I think everyone else does too, being able to hear and listen to the overview. And, I know people probably have questions. We are recording, we have recorded, we'll continue to record the meeting, and we're going to post it on our Facebook page and on the city's website so people can access afterwards if they like. So I'm sort of scrolling through to see if people want to raise their hand if they have questions about any particular program, then I'm just going to take things from what I see. So County of San Benito, don't know who you are, but
Hi, yeah.
raise your hand.
I don't have a question, but I kind of just want to touch base on the micro grant. This is Gracie. I just wanted to broadcast that we are still currently, as mentioned, still taking applications for the round 3. If individuals would like to direct any micro businesses or small businesses to our county website, that is calosb.us. We do have it linked on the banner, similar to the orange banner that we have here for CALOSBA. And if anybody is inquiring about it, please direct them to our county website for more information. Thank you.
Very good. Any other questions that people might like to address to CALOSBA? And I have a question, actually, after everyone else is finished, so I'll wait. But anybody else has any question they'd like to ask while we have Linda and Bob here? Deanna?
Yeah.
Good. I was hoping you were still on.
So quick question. You said you wanted to add 3 iHubs in 2023. Did I hear that right, Linda?
Yes, that is the goal.
So real quickly, and I'm just wondering, what is the criteria to become an area with an iHub?
Okay, that criteria is currently being worked on now. It is because we are growing our respective iHub networks. We are looking for areas that throughout the state who have interest in this particular initiative, because that the request for proposal will have the details in as it relates to the criteria. I think what's important to point out that this is a platform for startup businesses to partner with research institutions. I said earlier, economic development organizations, business groups, as well as venture capitalists, if I didn't say that, because it's all about what a respective area may be focusing on in terms of business and growth and innovation, new technology that may be coming out of the area. And I just so that you understand, and everybody understands on the call, I come from a small community and rural California, rural America. And I was raised in a town where the population was 2,800. And we had a number of small businesses, and I remember this growing up because my family eventually got into agribusiness as our small business. And we had a number of businesses, small businesses, that had some great ideas in terms of new innovations, but there wasn't the support, the structure. And so this whole effort is about a respective region working together to develop a network, if you will, to promote a business, to promote development, workforce development in a given idea, a given area. So that RFP will be coming out the first part of this year, either first quarter or second quarter. I'm thinking probably more like second quarter. And it will detail all the criteria, Deanna, and I've given you a very long answer, but I want to make sure that there's a clear understanding that the innovation hubs are there to help those startup businesses. Bob spoke earlier about the 10 that we have now. Each one of those respective iHubs may focus in a particular area, whether it's clean energy or agriculture. So take a look at our respective iHub map and what they're doing and who they are.
Thank you, Linda. And I'm assuming you've seen where you put an iHub, you can actually have success metrics associated with that iHub placement.
Absolutely, we require that. We require that for those that respond to the request for proposal. We look for their goals and how they plan to measure, and then we track that very closely.
Great, thank you.
Absolutely.
Helena.
So with regards to the iHub mapping program, you kept referencing for startups. What's available resources for managing your ongoing business and growing it? We're also in a really small community, and there's some difficulty in visibility and getting some foot traffic into developing and growing our businesses so we can maintain them. What are the available resources through your organization that we can tap into?
Okay, Bob, I'm going to ask you to bring the website up, and if we could go to the grow to, yes, where we have how can businesses grow. Okay, these are our technical assistance center maps. These are individual offices where we have professionals, technical assistance professionals, that if you have questions on growing your business, let's say, for example, you are looking to reinvest into your business and would like to share your portfolio, these small business development centers, women business centers are there to assist with that. Bob, if you can go to the manage and grow. There we go. Okay. So this talks about the startup plans, the access to financing, loans. Can you go over one more to grow, please, Bob, on our website? Thank you. Always go back, drop down, and and grow. So this gives you some ideas on some additional ways of growing. Your question was about foot traffic. Many times we work with our partners in communities about sharing ideas on how to grow their respective foot traffic into their communities. And that's done through our partnerships with economic development groups, chambers, etc. But if you're looking to individually do this, we present e-commerce to grow your online presence. If you do not have an online presence, this is another element by which to grow. You'll see also that we have talked about funding and grants that we have, but there's also some state programs that you should look outside of our office, and accessing these respective sites on our website, like our funding, grants, incentives, and financing, will help you there as well.
One other thing I want to say real quick is that, you know, the SBDCs that are available for small businesses and as a resource to your community, especially as an organization like yours, being able to identify those businesses that need the assistance, and then identifying the SBDC that's closest to you, just like we're doing right now. They are able, even though, you know, they may be a little ways away from you, right? Because you're not necessarily close to them in your particular area. We can, you know, you can still sign up and get the services and do, you know, these kinds of things. You can do these virtual meetings with your consultant at the SBDC to help you work through some of the issues. So technology, of course, has taken us a long way down the road, and being able to address the distance issue between your community and resources. So I don't want folks to forget that, you know, you don't have to go all day or drive somewhere to, you know, Fresno or to the coast or to wherever you're going to be at. You can call them up, set them an appointment, and do a Zoom or do a Teams meeting or something that's going to allow you to work with your consultant one-on-one and evaluate your next steps moving ahead. So I just wanted to make that point. It's important for people to understand that, you know, you have to burn a lot of gas and waste a lot of time on the road when you can do this and get the same result a lot of the times.
I think we have one in Salinas.
Yeah,
You do.
I do appreciate you highlighting the available resources, and I am looking more as a collective for our economic development. And then I can tap in with that with our group and with Brian, so we can see how we can best utilize the resources available.
Thank you.
I also don't want to leave the meeting without, you know, just letting folks know that we're one division under GoBiz, right? So GoBiz has the, you know, from international trade to permitting to, I mean, it's a vast umbrella that's underneath the GoBiz as well. So our resources really focus on small business, but we have a broader umbrella that helps cover a lot of the topics you may be interested in, or others may be interested in, that you can research further.
And it's a very good point, Bob. We are one unit within this division of the Governor's Office of Business and Economic Development.
Very good. And we have had presentations from Dana and from Brian Coleman about the resources available through GoBiz, and they're pretty extensive. So,
yes, they are.
I think, you know, one of the things that we will benefit from is, you know, sort of frequent contact with, you know, Dana and Brian attend the business forum here, which is a once a month meeting, and also our economic development citizens advisory committee, which is another economic development tool that we have for San Juan Bautista. And so we have great connections with GoBiz. And is it possible to establish a similar liaison with CALOSBA regarding, you know, I know you guys are just a couple of people, and you have a lot of territory, obviously, to cover, and it's a big program. But is it possible to establish a Cal OSBA liaison with our local economic development groups?
Absolutely. And we would welcome that. We would want to
How
be
do
a
we-
partner with you.
How do we do that? And do we?
Well, both Bob and I cover Central California.
Okay.
So, and we both back each other up as well. So if one of us is not available, we do our best to have the other available. You indicate that you meet monthly and then you have a broader meeting. Is that quarterly?
No, we have a monthly business forum meeting, which is this meeting.
Okay.
And that's a more general meeting for people in the business community to discuss whatever issue or concern they might have or topic they might want to have covered, just generally speaking. And then we have an Economic Development Citizens Advisory Committee, which is actually a formal standing committee of the City Council to advise the City Council on economic development initiatives that the council might want to adopt for the city in concert with the Economic Development, San Benito County's economic development groups and the SURF program and the SEDS planning initiative. So we have the business forum, which is informal and general, and then we have the Citizens Advisory Committee, which is more formal and policy oriented. So these are brand new for us. Business
Okay.
Forum is, I think, maybe a couple of years old, and Economic Development Advisory Committee is about a year old. And both Brian and Dana sit in on both those meetings.
Okay.
And those are both monthly meetings.
Both of them are monthly meetings.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I certainly, we can certainly look at the calendar. Our calendar is impacted. But this is the reason we exist, Brian, is to help and to listen and to learn from you and what your needs are. So if we could speak offline in terms of dates, we will do our very best to be at each one of those. If I cannot attend, Bob can certainly be there and vice versa, but we will do our very best to participate. I think it also will give us an opportunity to update all of you as new programs become available. And this is early in the year for us. The governor just made his announcement yesterday on his budget. And we do have a deficit, and of course there is a reserve. However, it is going to be a tightening year for us. One of the beautiful things that we've experienced at CalOSBA is because our programs have been so successful over the years that we have been able to work with our governor and our legislature and asking them to either maintain a program or grow a program that has helped small businesses. So giving updates during these meetings will be helpful for us and certainly provide an opportunity to develop a relationship. And I'm sure we can get accustomed to a respective cadence that would be both beneficial to you and certainly to CalOSBA and getting information out to all of you.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, I think it's important to have these close relationships because that's how we learn, what is available, how we can contribute. Our own local perspective, and also how the resources can be made available. So it's very good. Anybody else have any other questions for Linda and Bob? Very good. And so I expect that we'll have more conversations in the future, and I really thank you, Dana and Brian and Linda and Bob for being here and helping our business community understand how we can be resilient and successful. That's what we're all about. So.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you so much for your invitation. Thank you to all of you who are on this call and have been patient and listening to us as we have made our presentation today about our programs and our resources available to businesses, small businesses. And we are very interested in the success of every small business, every storefront, every individual that has had the courage to make their dream a reality. So however we can help, any questions that you may have, we are here.
Excellent. Very good.
Thank you for letting us be here today. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you very much. All right, then. As we, I'm not sure what the time is at this point. I don't know why I don't have a clock nearby, but I
It's
don't.
9:54. That's what I have.
Perfect. So, as a business forum, and I guess we can stop sharing the screen,
Okay.
if you will, and then we can see if anybody else has anything they'd like to talk about this morning other than CalOSBA. By the way, the invitation to this morning's meeting was sent out pretty broadly. So, Helena.
Yes, I know I have some concerns about how we're going to weather this storm that we're currently in. We know it's an act of God, so there's nothing really we can do about it, but we've been closed in San Juan. A lot of the businesses, because of access points, are closed. So I tried to get in, and a couple of days this week, and the freeway to San Juan was closed down, the 101. I was redirected off 10th Street. So, when you're closed so many days, and last week we were closed a couple of days because of the storm,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much more we can take. I don't know what resources are coming available, or, what we can do. Just any questions to the group.
I'm trying to stop sharing the screen, and for some reason I'm having an issue here. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
I don't.
Let's see. Maybe I just
You can, if you are the
I'll just remove your co-host
there you go.
permissions.
Thank you.
There you go.
Now
For
you're
some
no
reason,
longer
it came up for me.
co-host.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So feel free to offer any suggestions in response to Helena's questions. I don't know. I think that between the San Benito County EDC and the programs that we have, we can see what's available on an emergency basis. And I just don't have a good answer to that question. I think it's worth exploring what might be available to local businesses. So I will follow up on that. And
Thank you. That will be very helpful. I did
Okay.
check in with our insurance, and we closed 10 consecutive days. There's a clause in your insurance for that, which I think is crazy because we've been closed over 10 days, but it's not consecutive. There's a break in it. And so that's a loophole that they were able to get past.
oh, I see. Okay. Margot.
Hi,
Good morning.
Margot with Margot's Ice Cream Parlor. And I'm actually speaking on behalf of the San Juan Committee, doing business as the San Juan Batista Business Association. And just kind of wanted to give updates. We had planned on a meeting this Monday, our usual meeting, but as kind of reconnect and see what the whole year was going to be. But of course, all the storm and stuff on Monday impacted too many of our directors. So that will be postponed sometime this month. And but I think we had a good, I know we didn't have a Zoom meeting last month, so due to technical issues. And but just kind of wanted to go through that our meetings that we invite all the merchants and anybody in the community that wishes to participate. The first Monday of each month, we have a meeting at the Posada at 9 a.m. And then afterwards, we have a meeting, just the directors. And but yeah, all is invited there. To give an update, the Rotary Mission 10K race is Saturday, January 28th. Registrations at 7:15, and the races looks like they begin at 8:15. And but yeah, last month I believe we had a good merchant open house, as well as we had carolers several days. There was one day, one of the last ones, we were having them at the community corner, but we kind of had to cancel that one. Several of the students were sick. And but I guess they rallied and they were able to sing at the Posada Inn that night, which was beautiful. I went over to check it out. They were all dressed up. So we're hoping to continue the tradition, because the Posada Inn was all decorated for Christmas. I believe that was on the 17th of December. And we also had several Santa visits, our local Santa. I utilized him at the ice cream parlor, and then the bakery utilized him as well. And there were other times, but that was on the 17th and 18th of December. And he was utilized, I believe, the parade and a couple other times in town as well. We renewed our ad in the 2023 to 2024 for the Central Coast Road Trip, which is 300,000 publications distributed. And it's distributed to all the California visitor centers, the San Jose Airport, and welcome centers throughout the state. And a really nice publication. Let's see. Oh, for Small Business Saturday, which was in November, we were able to distribute reusable bags with the collaboration with PG&E again. And so that was a success. And let's see, carolers, merchants. Also, just a reminder, any upcoming anniversaries, business anniversaries, or any businesses that are new and opening, we're doing ribbon cuttings. So just contact us. And we did a few in November. Let's see, and see if there was anything else. No, I think that's it. Until we have our meeting, and then of course our February meeting would be Monday, February 6th at the Posada Inn at 9 a.m. And like I said, all are invited that wish to participate. And yeah, a wonderful venue to talk to other merchants. And we were looking at, because there were so many directors and executive officers that were not available December. So we just kind of had a holiday get together at my ice cream parlor. And then all of a sudden there were quite a few people that attended, which was great. Because I feel it's important to for the merchants to meet, and we make it early enough that hopefully all merchants, it's before they're opening their businesses downtown. And so yeah, it was a nice get together. Our business association provided goodies, baked goods, and I provided coffee. And yeah, we got to chat about everything going on downtown, which is important for everybody to know. So I hope to see everybody February 6th at the next meeting, and I'll have more updates at our Zoom meeting next month. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Margot. And just for Linda and Bob's benefit, the San Juan Committee is our city funded, although I'm sure that it's, there's a lot of volunteer hours that go into this, is our business advocacy organization for San Juan Bautista. And they've been working, and you can on the city's website, not city's website, but there is a website, San Juan Committee, and then you can learn all about the committee's efforts to represent San Juan Bautista out in the world. And there's some pretty exciting things that the committee does to advocate San Juan Bautista. You get a real flavor for the community by looking at the committee's website. And then anybody else, Helena or Mrs. B, do you have any updates for the group that you'd like to talk about? I have a couple of things that I'd like to mention, and if not, anything from
Hey,
your...
Brian. Hey, Brian, this is Brian Coleman with GoBiz. I'm here with Dana. Just want to thank everybody for taking the time to join this call today. I want to give a special thank you to Bob and Linda for presenting on CALOSBA. I hope that the information that they provided today was extremely valuable to everyone on the call. And thank you so much, Bob and Linda, for taking time to present. Just wanted to add one little update from GoBiz. Our office have recently developed an updated business development guide, and essentially this is an updated version of our business recovery guide that provides information on financial incentives and funding resources from our office and other agencies from the state. I want to let you know that we're willing to share that. It's available to us. We'll share it with you, Brian, if you want to distribute it to everybody on the call today. But other than that, that's the only update that we have from GoBiz. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, I would like to have that information. I'll be sure to send it far and wide, as usual. So, well, a couple things. The city is embarked on a pavement management program, and there is a schedule, street by street schedule that's been published on the city's website and on Facebook. So just be aware that that is something that the city is pursuing, and there is a schedule. So just in the context of interruptions and that kind of thing, it's important to have that information. And if I can get it in a form that can be distributed, I'll make sure to send that out as well. Okay. And that's about it, I think. Anybody else have anything for the good of the whole that they'd like to bring up?
Yes, Brian.
Mrs. B.
SJB Business Association Inc.'s regular meeting is scheduled for the third Thursday in this month, unless weather makes us divert that to another date. So we're scheduled for the 19th of January.
Very good. Very good. And also, I think on the 19th, there is a EDCAC subcommittee meeting to talk about community relations and resources. I think it's a third in a series of community outreach meetings that the Citizens Advisory Committee is having. But for Linda and Bob, the business association that Mrs. B, Patricia Baines is how it reads on the screen, is talking about is a sort of a corollary, sort of side-by-side organization with the San Juan Committee. San Juan Committee is all about business and community advocacy, and the Business Association is all about business growth and development. And I'm hoping I'm characterizing and summarizing that correctly. So the Business Association is relatively new, and the San Juan Committee has been around for a few years. But both are really invested in identifying how to both advocate and also support local businesses through those two organizations. So you can see we have a lot going on economic development wise in this little place. It's very active. Anything else anybody wants to offer before we sign off? Renee, nice to see you.
Brian, just a shout out to our GoBiz counterparts, Brian and Dana, for inviting us. We both, Bob and I, were very excited to meet all of you and to be engaged and to learn more. So you will be hearing from us, and we will be following up with you, Brian. Thank you.
Very good. Much appreciated. Definitely. Renee, how's SEDS coming? I think Renee is in and out. We didn't plan to call on Renee, so that's okay. All right, very good. With that, another great meeting, and thank you all very much.
Thank you, Brian. Have a great day. Thank you all.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye now.
All right, bye-bye.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Leslie.